Hey everybody, it's Premiere Gal here. Today I have with me Ashley Kennedy. She's a trainer with lynda.com, which was recently bought by LinkedIn, so technically she works for LinkedIn. She's also a speaker here at Adobe Video World. Do you want to talk about some of the sessions that you've taught so far here and some of the key takeaways that you felt that you've given to the conference?
Well, I co-taught, as you know, documentary editing with Christine Steele, and this is the second time that we've co-taught that course. The first time was pretty much all on storytelling and story structure, so we took that initial training and just peppered Premiere in as much as possible, because she works almost exclusively in Premiere, and I'm working in it more and more and more, and so we put in our favorite Premiere tips integrated within the 3-hour training that incorporated all of the various storytelling aspects of documentary production. So we would talk a lot about story, and then we would break out and be like, and here's how to do it in Premiere, because you know, as we were talking about organizing your ideas, then we would break into Premiere and talk about metadata management and the ways that we approach that.
Just so people know, like, metadata management is like what you call the clips. So for instance, like the file name and how you use some of like the film terms, like INT is like interior, over the shoulder, OVS, and that's what you're talking about. And then also adding descriptions about what that clip represents, right? In a cohesive.
Exactly. And because Premiere's searching and filtering capabilities are so dynamic, the smarter you are up front about naming and tagging and categorizing your clips, the better you're going to be able to do to actually perform the editing process later on, because you don't interrupt the creative flow. You say, you know, I have this idea, I'm working on this theme, I'm working on this particular concept. I have already categorized everything intelligently, so I can quickly find that. I can not only one shot, but the 12 or 50 shots that match that theme, and I can craft this part of the story so much better. Because once you've done that organization, it just flows after that. So it's so that was a big part of that workshop.
Right. I was looking at sort of the history of film from like the early 1900s onwards, and I studied film and media studies at UC Santa Barbara, so I was a big film nerd on the history. And women were actually the first film editors, but it was considered like a menial job. Like,
they were the stitchers and the menders of the craft. So they were, I mean, at that point, it was grueling work. They were working very long hours. It was at that point you didn't have, you know, the flatbed with the screens. They were literally holding it up to the light and saying, where does this shot end? And then they were stitching it together. But it wasn't just menial work. It was amazing, because those were the first storytellers because before editing, all you had was film in a can, and that was
film in a can. That should be the name of the stock show, Film in a Can.
Film in a can. And women put it together, and for the first many years of film editing, that's the way it was.
Do you tell your students, like, do you ever make them try to edit film? I mean, I know that you do a lot of online trainings, but before that, because I felt like when I edited first 16 millimeter, like, that changed my whole perspective.
Yeah, I learned on 16 millimeter as well, on working on Steenbecks, and that it really, really helped me with organization, that's for sure. And it also helped me with having very refined rough cuts.
Yeah, exactly, me too. Maybe that's why.
I think having a very strong sense of organization, because you really are just hanging strips of film from a trim bin, and you've got to be able to find not only kind of the right shot, but the shot, because it is a shot. It's there somewhere. It's hanging there somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're spoiled in NLEs because we have the ability to use the metadata management and the smart searching and filtering to find that shot. But you still got to do the work up front to be able. Otherwise, it's going to be called 00A429. You know, you're never going to be able to find that shot if you don't name it correctly.
So true. Is there any advice or tips you would have for other women who want to pursue a career in editing or video production?
Because this industry is so collaborative, if you can find a collaborator, or even better, a mentor, and have the ability to grow your relationship, and which again results in jobs. You know, if you're able to, to connect with people and do the work and satisfy the people that you're working for, that's the best advice I can give, because it is really, 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 really important that you find the people that you work well with, and that you do good work, and that is the only thing that's going to continue to grow, because you can't just come in saying, hey, I'm a great editor, hire me. You know, no one's gonna. You have to.
You need a relationship build. I definitely believe that. So
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley, for being here. Do you want to tell the audience how they can follow you and your work?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a senior staff author at lynda.com, and I have lots of different filmmaking and editing courses up there. So you can go to lynda.com and find me there. LinkedIn just announced LinkedIn Learning, so all the lynda.com content is now available within the LinkedIn platform. So if you're a LinkedIn person, you can sign up for that as well. But and I speak at conferences. I speak 3 to 4 conferences a year on film editing, and I am also an adjunct instructor at Columbia College in Chicago. So if you are in Chicago, I might teach your class one day. So
that's great.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
you so
again.
much, Kelsey.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye.